present about depression, which is our topic is depression is a problem in our institution.
Could you please introduce your group members first?
First of all, my name is Mashaki bin Ahmad Sharani. This is Zubli, Zubli, Hani, Sarah, Sifa, and Nazik.
The objective of our survey is to identify whether students at Accident is aware with depression. We also want to know the percentage of students who are currently facing depression or was once faced depression. Next, furthermore, we also want to know the main reason that cause students to have a depression. And lastly, to know whether depression can lead to suicide. So what is depression? Depression is classified as a mood disorder. It may be described as feelings of sadness, loss, or anger that interfere with a person's everyday activities.
Next, the method that we use for this project is online survey, which we use Google Form. So we use Google Form because Google Form is the most suitable way to figure out whether depression is a problem in our institutions. And our target for this survey is for UITM students. So the first survey result, based on our survey result that we have conducted, we have achieved around 106 respondents, which is 39 from 8 was male and another 68 student was female.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, question 1. Do you know what is depression? Figure 1 shows the percentage of Asasi UITM students who understand the meaning of depression. From based on the chart above, there is 106 respondents that answered the survey. Total 103 respondents know what is depression, while the other 3 respondents don't know what is depression. Question 2. Do you ever go through an episode of depression? Okay, figure 2 shows the percentage of Asasi UITM students who ever go through an episode of depression. Based on our research, 106 students, out of 106 students, 44 students admit that they have been through an episode of depression throughout their life, while other 22% of the respondents, which is 23 students, are currently facing depression. 36% of respondents, which is 33 students, say that they never face or go through any episode of depression throughout their life. And it can be seen that the percentage of students who currently facing depression is at a moderate level. However, you must take this matter as a serious matter because it will affect your mental health.
Okay, next question 3. Do you think that depression is a problem among the young? So, based on our survey, we get the answer, which is 99% of the respondents say yes, it is the serious problem among the young, and only 1% that's answered no. So, due to this matter, we can conclude that depression is a main problem that faced by youngs. Okay, question 4. What do you think that the main causes of depression? So we put 3 options on our survey, which is having family problems, low self-esteem, and too much work. So based on our survey, we get the answer from the respondent, which is low self-esteem, which is 69 students choose that low self-esteem is the main causes, and the next causes are having family problem, which is 41 students that choose that it is the main causes, and the last one is only 50 students that choose that too much work is the cause of depression.
So next, we wanted to see whether the depression at Asasi UiTM, at what level the depression is at. So we want to further our research. So we want to know whether this depression is only about depression or it can lead to suicide. So based on the pie chart above, you can see that 101 person, which is 96% of the UiTM student, participate are aware that depression can lead to suicide, and while another 4% are not aware that depression can lead to suicide. Okay. So we can conclude that the student in UiTM, UiTM Negate are aware that depression can lead to suicide, which is another level. Okay. So to further our research, we asked whether do you ever have any suicidal thought for the student that is depressed. So 52 students out of 105 participants, which is 50%, have thought to committing suicide but never do it. While another 41%, 41 students, which is 39%, have never thought of committing suicide, and the balance is 12 people, 11%, students have tried to commit suicide. So we can see that depression is really a serious matter because there is students that are thinking about suicide and try to commit suicide.
Okay, next is question 7, which is about the student thoughts about stress and depression, either they are same or not. According to the statistic, 50, 54 students or 51% of them know that stress and depression is two different things. Meanwhile, the other 48 students or 46% of them believe that stress and depression is different, but they have some similarity. Lastly, 3 out of 105 students, equally to 3%, think that stress and depression are the same thing. So this is the last question, which is about the willingness among the Asasi students, whether they want to help the people who are suffering from depression or not. Based on our statistic, from the pie chart, it can be seen that 100 students out of 105, which is equal to 95%, want to help people who are suffering with depression. Meanwhile, the other 5 students, which is equal to 5%, did not want to help people who are suffering with depression due to some reasons. Maybe because they are the one who is suffering from depression, or it could be probably they are not confident to help them. Okay. So we can conclude that most of UiTM students have a kind heart and worry about people who are suffering with depression. So the conclusion can be made from this survey. We believe that depression among Asasi UiTM students are still in the safe state. However, some students show symptoms such as suicidal thoughts, which we need to worry about because it can lead to serious problems such as suicides and can affect to the institution itself and as well as to the staff of the UiTM. We also glad that most of the students who participate in this survey are aware about how serious mental illness is. Through this survey, we hope that depression is not regarded as a taboo in the future. That's all.
Okay. All right. Any questions? No. Okay. So back to the suicide chart. I think the next one. Okay, this one. All right. Amirul Haziq. Based on this chart, it states that 50% of the respondents have thought of committing suicide, right? While the second largest one is 39% never thought, and 12% tried to commit suicide. Okay, so it means that about 61% related to suicide intention, right? Okay, back to the last chart, I think. Okay, why do you think that even themselves have a thought or tried to commit suicide willing to help people with depression? Meanwhile, they themselves facing that difficulty.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Okay, previously the chart shows that 61% either tried to commit suicide or thought for having suicide, right? Okay, that 61% must be part of this chart, right? The same respondent, right? Okay, why? Okay, the question is why that 61 respondent, even though they facing the problem themselves by thought of committing or try to suicide, they also willing to help people with depression.
Because they have the
Masuk
spirit.
sikit, Amirul. Okay, why?
I think because they still have the spirit of humanity in themselves, even though they are facing problem, which is depression, but they think there's someone else who are facing depression worse than them, worse than they have. That's what I think.
Okay, uh, do you think that they able to help people while they themselves facing the same problem with others?
I think yeah, they can help those who are also have depression because they can they can communicate and share their problem with each other, and they can give self motivation to those who also have depression because they are they are in the same boat, so they can share this experience and hold it together.
Okay. Alright, so back to the first question. First chart, I mean. Ni apa? Uh, okay, the next one. Okay, Hasifah. Apa nama awak? Okay. Okay, based on this chart, it state that 42% and 22% experience depression either currently or previously lah. Alright, so based on this percentage, do you know the main reason for them to have depression?
Since our targeted respondents are from UiTM Bingkil, SSC UiTM Bingkil, I think we can say that one of the reasons that lead to the depression maybe because of studies, stress of works, assignments. But however, it's not just because of the assignment or works in throughout their studies in UiTM. It can also be a family problem, maybe because they have a low self-esteem that they sometimes they be isolated from their friends problems, family problems. And I think that there can be a lot of possibilities of reasons that lead to depression among SSU item students.
So based on your survey, the majority percentage is?
They ever true. They ever go
No,
through.
I mean the reason, the majority percentage of reason.
The main reason of 42%.
Yes.
Because of low self-esteem. Because sometimes when we have low self-esteem, we think that we're not belong to that circle. So we feel that we are not capable of doing things that we actually capable, or maybe they think that they are not belong there.
Okay. Alright. Lagi Sarah Faiza. Alright. So your friend said that majority of person who face depression previously or currently because of low self-esteem, right? Okay. You as a UiTM Dengkil student spend most of your time at the campus. What kind of activity that university can provide to encounter that problem based on your opinion?
So in UiTM, we have, as you can see that we have whole speaking corner at the Anjung to which student can join and overcome their they can express their feeling through that corner. And besides, we have, as you can see around the building at UiTM, they have a banner that show like our university provide help for people who are suffering with depression or other mental illness. And our university also provide counseling session for them if they need to talk to.
Alright. Those events, I mean that the existing event, right? If you if you if you can suggest some of the suggestion that need to be added to the university, what would it be?
Uh, I think our university can add a hotline for student and let the student call to the hotline anonymously and let them express their feelings so they can feel better.
Okay, thank you. Alright. Uh, next chat. Okay, the next lagi. Okay, satu lagi. Hani. Okay. Alright. My question is, do you think that too much work can lead to depression? Because for my opinion that too much work can cause stress but not depression. What do you think?
depends on the individual itself. If they if they cannot cope with that much work that have been given from the lecturers, that may lead to depression. Alright, and some of them also confuse that either they are facing stress or depression.
Okay, I think you have chart based on that, right? Okay, buka tu boleh ada. Alright, so based on too much work percentage before, do you think is there any possibility for them answer it is the same on this chart?
Yes. Yes. Okay, 48% students believe that 48% students believe that
Stress and depression is different. Then,
48% students believe that stress and depression is the same thing.
macam lain je description ni. Okay. So actually how many percent that think depression and stress is just the same?
Oh,
3%. Okay, but who answered too much work is more than that, right?
as I said before, it depends on the individual.
Okay. Alright. Apa ada soalan ke? Okay, Zubli. Back to your first chart about gender. Alright, you state that you state that 97% of the respondents female and others is male. What is the contribution for this survey question towards your title? Yeah, I mean that. Okay, we have like 97 female respondent. Then, what we going to do with that towards your title, which is the question, right?
So now we already know that 97% of our respondent, about the female respondent, they have depression, and only 30% of our respondent, which is male, have depression. Respondent. Okay, from our survey. Okay, so from this survey, the contribution that we can do is that we already know the level of depression in Asasi UK because if we don't know at what level the depression is, we will not have the right method to solve this problem. So that's why we conduct this survey, which is the first one to spread the awareness and to see whether the awareness is being spread, whether the student in a certificate know about depression, and most of the students know about depression. And from that, we already asked about the level to see the level of the depression, and the level of depression as a certificate at intermediate level, which is not too high and not too low.
Then, what gender got to do with all those charts?
So
For example, like 97% respondent is female, right? So based on 97%, what do you think the main reason for them facing depression? Is it low esteem?
for for the female.
Yeah.
For the female, because the main reason for depression is low self-esteem. So I believe that 97 of female believe that have depression because of their low self-esteem.
Okay. What do you think about which gender that has higher possibility to have low self-esteem?
Okay. So I think the most the gender that will the most have the most number infecting with depression will be female, because as you all know, it's more sensitive than male. So I think that's why female will face more depression than male.
Okay, based on your answer, if the respondent is balanced 50-50, then the main reason charts would be different, isn't it? Currently, the highest one is low self-esteem, right? So let's say that the respondent balance 50% and 50%, right? So the chart might be different.
Yes, there will be changes in the reason for depression before the child, because the female and male perceive things differently. So that's why the reason for depression will also be different.
Okay. All right. I think that's all. Thank you.